Hello, my beautiful brothers and sisters. I would just love to share an encounter that I had years ago, so many years ago. It was back in 2016. This encounter has taught me that no matter where you are, no matter what, God will always be there with you. Anywhere you may find yourself, God is faithful and He will deliver you. Yes, I had this encounter back in 2016. I had recently given birth to my daughter. At the time I had this encounter, she was like 3 months at the time. One night I went to my bed. My daughter and I, we went to our bed. Then I woke up and I found myself at my mom's place, my mom's house. Was wondering to myself, when did I get here, or how did I reach here? I saw my sister, my brother, and I saw another relative, but I can't remember who that relative was. Then I heard after I was sitting there speaking to my sister and my brother for a few minutes, I heard my daughter. She began to cry. She was crying her head off. And I was wondering, where's my daughter? And I asked my sister, have you seen my baby? She pointed me to my brother's room. When I went to his room, I saw this baby wrapped in pink on the bed. I didn't see the face at the time, so assuming it was my daughter, I took up the baby. But as soon as I picked up this baby, I realized that this wasn't my daughter. But anyhow, I still picked up the baby. But I noticed something in the room also. The room was extremely bright. The light in that room was bright. Now come to think of it, I think that was the brightness of fire. That was the brightness of flames, even though I couldn't feel the heat at the time, but it was the place was on fire. Anyhow, took the baby out of the room, went back to the living room to talk to my brother, continue talking to my brother and my sister. When as soon as I reached in the living room, the baby vanished out of my hand. And then my sister, my brother, my supposedly sister and my brother and the other relative began convulsing. They were shaking so violently. Right in front of my eyes, they were transforming into some hideous creatures. They were so ugly. I was so scared. And then I began to run. I ran and I ran and I ran until I reached a door. But while I was running, I noticed that the place had transformed also. My mom's house had transformed into this dark cave. This cave. And I ran until I reached a door. And as soon as I placed my hand on the knob of the door swung wide open in front of my face, wide open. And there, right there in front of me, was this thick black fog with glowing red eyes. And then I heard a voice a little above my head saying to me, "This is Satan himself." Yes. And as soon as that thing was coming in, what entered through the door, the force from it started to push me back into the cave. It was pushing me back. I was going backward into the cave. Without the force of it was pushing me back. It didn't have to touch me or anything. But then the Lord placed it in my spirit to say the 23rd Psalm. And as soon as I said the Lord is my shepherd, the devil had to release me. That thing had to release me. That evil creature had to release me. The reason for me sharing this is to encourage you, my brothers and my sisters, that even when you come face to face with the devil, God is always there. He will never leave you. He will never forsake you. I've had so many encounters with this evil entity. I tell you, not I wouldn't say hundreds, but I've had quite a few. There are some people who have never encountered Satan, but they have encountered demons. But I tell you, I've encountered that adversary on different occasions, and every time it was God, my Father. It was the Father who protected me. I am not perfect. I'm not a perfect human being. I'm not perfect. But I am a person who tries my best to live for my Father, to glorify my Father. I've purposed in my heart that I will not sin against my Heavenly Father. I've purposed in my heart that things of this earth will not lure me into sin, that the devil has no place in me, because I belong to my Heavenly Father. I belong to Jesus. He shed his blood for me, and I owe him my loyalty. I owe him that much. And God has always been faithful. He has always been faithful to me. He has never left me alone. And I just want to say, my fellow believers, all those who do not know, and even those who do not know Jesus Christ, he is real, and you need to get him, because the enemy is not playing. The enemy is he is wrathful, and he wants to destroy everyone. He doesn't care. He hates us so much. Please do not let the devil deceive you. Do not be deceived, because what awaits us, what our Heavenly Father has for us, cannot be imagined by mankind. The beauty, the joy, everything beautiful the Father has for us. The enemy only has death and destruction for us. He has nothing good to offer us. So please, this fleeting life is but for a moment, but God is eternal. Let us choose the one who loves us so much, the one who gave everything so that we can live with him, that we can be with him for eternity. Have a blessed day.